we used to have a meta. This was around, I forgot which major this was, but there was a major where OG were playing double support, basically or defensive support every single game. They had 2 saves, and it was amazing in that time. Obviously, conditions have changed a lot since then, but it's not. Oh, Q actually.
What the hell is going on in that lane?
You know, if you are a ranged hero, you don't have to melee the Dragon Knight and Omni, but if you want to,
it's like all 4 units were on top of each other. It's like, what am I watching? Okay.
But yeah, what I will say Heroic did was they covered that the weakness of that support duo quite well by getting a super active mid hero in the Storm Spirit. Obviously, he needs time to farm up a ton of comfort. They have their ET on Ollie, which is probably his best hero. Laurenov's Tiny's been looking really good, 23 on the Morphling. And Jabs has been having a pretty good tournament, I would say, when he's been playing his Kunkka. You know, it's either that or the Timbersaw that have been his standouts. So very comfortable. The lineup has a lot of skirmishing power, a lot of team fight, and it scales very well. Low game.
Well, Jabs having to take a very long route to live here, missing a lot of CS as a result. As KJ is going to get a nice purification onto both heroes. That's what I call value. And KJ will be able to get away with his life. And Dragon Tail onto Jabs. Can they get the blocks? Not quite. But they might still have the damage. Breathe Fire, not quite enough. But still, Jabs very low on HP. Can't really participate in this lane. As random courier snipe here from Q. I think that is the Krypton. Imagine having the 1 courier back in Dota with a hero like Monkey King.
Yeah,
it would have just win the game. Echo Stomp from Ollie, who's playing this Elder Titan. Always a TI hero, right? It doesn't really matter how it does throughout the year. It feels like it's always played at TI.
It is, but at the same time, it's also been played very little so far, right? I want to say the majority of the ET picks are very good for them, and you have a good point. Like in terms of TI, when the games become really important, teams really seem to, on average, favor comfort and team fight in the games, and for this team it's both. So yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Arrow will hit. Knights X into the torrent, but KJ still will survive. But looking at Heroic's lineup, I mean, this is a very old school combination with the Omni Knight and Storm Spirit with that Repel. I mean, that's probably one of the best Repel recipients in Dota. It's funny that the trajectory of Omni Knight is going to hold that thought. Schofield looks like he's dead. Ends up tying the game 1-1. 23 Savage gets credit for that. And this is the one
enabling him. There is a real possibility that this game has like 5 kills minute 20, I think.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
I know it's not what... Okay, well, we'll see if we get one more
now.
This
is the greatest curse of all time if this comes to fruition. Jabs gonna get ganked and brought down.
All right.
1 more kill for Heroic.
Just two to go for the 5. We'll see. Now, but the reason I say that is when you look across both lineups, right, and the play styles of these 2 teams, neither team probably feels pressured that they have to do something. Lineups. That took forever for someone to die, considering it's a minute 12 fight, right? Like, usually in other games that we've seen today, that fight would have ended in half the time, and one team would have got 2 kills, and that was it. But like the Omni Knight being saved by Shadow Demon into then saving himself into then getting back up. These fights will be very long until you get some sort of itemization coming out that can just flat out burst heroes instantly.
Yeah, and the only reason Laurenov got picked off is because the Dispel on his shield room. He was feeling very confident with that extra HP.
Yeah, Demonic Purge is an amazing ability.
Wow.
Sometimes Orchid, sometimes Witchblade.
Okay, good.
I feel like in this tournament, I think Witchblade has been more popular on average, but this is not the first Orchid game we see as the #1 pickup.
I'm just glad we're not seeing Meteor Hammer anymore.
Yeah, that's not really a thing.
Thank goodness.
Oh, there it is.
The Orchid reveal, the arena on top, and that is a dead Morphling.
That's value.
It took a while to set up, but Heroic get a very valuable kill.
Yeah. Can they convert this into more, though? Already, Aurora will put some pressure up here in the top side.
But he has a 2K. We're going to see Laurenov with the Avatos. Schofield will be able to disrupt himself, but he's going to be surrounded by enemies. But here comes the Zip and the Orchid as Lornoff actually is going to be quite healthy. The Orchid was on jabs to prevent the boat.
Yeah,
Now
5-second
full
cooldown on
disengage for
Arena.
Heroic. There is a haste rune available. Another Avatos. Divine Llama gets off the spear in the meantime, though. Here comes the boat and the ET ult as well. Divine Llama gets one. And it looks like jabs will follow suit. Eventually will tick away. That's 2 cores dead for Aurora. So Heroic with kind of a back and forth fight end up on top again.
Schofield had 5 Shadow Poison stacks on jabs, and instead of popping them, he waited to give the Dragon Knight a chance to get the kill. And he did.
Wow.
Cannot is literally like, yes, master. K1, would you like a chance at this kill? I could kill him at any point, but I'm saving him for you. I cannot possibly. Oh man, it's funny to see, and it's working.
Yeah, look at his net worth. It's absurd.
I think Aurora need to be very careful with fight selection. It's clear that you can see the mindset they have is, okay, we have to separate them. So they're trying to blink, toss someone back. But if the burst isn't there to kill him off instantly, he's just going to walk toward his team, get either to Sim, maybe a boat on top, maybe Morphkin adaptive. But yeah, not quite there yet.
Yep. Analog with the aggression, and he's going to find a freebie in Ollie. Able to get out with very little mana. And we can see very important off-screen camera here. Thank you, production, as always. But the fact that...
Perfect placement of heroes is that both supports are in range of saving each other, but not getting jumped together. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're placed in such a way, accessing the fight for Aurora is, I want to say, nigh impossible right now until they get more damage. Like, they absolutely have to get these Condas up and running. But Lornoff is going BKB first, so that's quite far away.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would think it would be jabs, but he might be more farmed as oh. They find the Morphling, and he's dead. Super easy, calculated from Heroic.
Yep.
And they take the Wisdom Rune, so adding insult to injury. And this game has just another one in the mid lane, so I suppose that is what they have their sights set on. Oh, Avalanche, but the repel preventing the toss, and now the counter Orchid.
Yeah. It's just too
absolutely punished.
Too easy. I mean, now that when I see this game play out, I have to say, Heroic's ability to kill is a lot. And Mirana will get found by Analog. Not much mana.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot. Will do some damage as Q.
Oh, age is expired.
Yeah, that helps. Delicious.
That is a lot of mana.
That's mega regen for me. So, how's the high ground for... Oh! All right. First mistake from Heroic in a bit, but I don't think it's going to matter.
And he doesn't have TP, so he's done.
He is toast one way or another.
Love myself some good toast. Well, he'll try to...
Oh, he BKBs into the gate. I haven't seen that play before.
Maybe
he has Blink, actually. Oh, but the Arena. And eventually found... Divine Llama with the kill, Lornoff with another death. And this is just crumbling for Aurora.
Creep and speed.
Yeah.
This would have been genuinely impossible 5 years ago. No way.
For sure.
So, yep, he's big. There's a lot of farm on the map. There's a lot of stacking, and everything goes faster. So
all right, smoke from Aurora. They need to have something go well for them to get the toss back onto Divine Llama. He pops the BKB, gets the Arena onto 4 heroes. It means 23 Savage is completely isolated, just getting casually right-clicked down by K1. Ollie's the first to fall. 23 Savage now attempting to run away. Gets off the waveform. Divine Llama misses the spear. So the good news for Aurora is they only lost one.
All right, so 23 spent his entire BKB hitting Hector, and he got him to 70%.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go about this. It's all in. Like, you have to... I genuinely think you cannot go on Dragon Knight. I think that's just the worst angle. You have to kill... You have to find supports. You have to jump them together and get the burst out. If you split your damage, the fight is lost.
Speaking of split, the Earth Splitter is down, Kunkka ship down, your first lane of Rack's down, and the second perhaps to come if Heroic wants to stick around.
I'm surprised they're backing here, actually. They're like, all right, guys, last fight. If they lose this, they GG out. It doesn't matter even if there's any waves close to their base. This is very clearly a mental play.
They're scanning. They know they're there.
Yeah.
Maybe they get softened up by the Tormentor. Schofield finally has his cleanse.
I mean,
how can you kill him now?
They break on
K1
This is not a thing.
initiated on, I guess if you want to call it that, but he walks into the rest of the team. Divine Llama gets the Mars Arena off. Already the death of the Mirana, but they do take out one Butler. You need to find the second to be able to prevail here. Divine Llama actually taking quite a bit of damage, and Purification is not enough to save him. So a 1 for 2 as K1 Hector now applying all his pressure to jabs. Doesn't want to finish the job apparently. Analog with the Orchid upon the Morph. Echo Stomp. Do they have the control? He's trying to morph back up, but that's essentially a dieback, and they're just going to call it GG's.
I mean, that is exactly what I was saying. That's so telling, right? They lost the fight 2-3 and GG'd.
Yeah.
They were just